Daniel Radcliffe, Emma Watson and Rupert Grint rejoined the Wizarding world as they joined their Harry Potter co-stars in heartwarming scenes from the first official trailer for Return to Hogwarts. The trailer shows the stars, who played Harry Potter, Hermione Granger and Ron Weasley, chatting about the film series in the Great Hall, with the show, due to air on New Year's Day, taped at the Warner Brothers studio tour. Emma, who was the tender age of 11 when the debut film was released, wiped away tears during filming as the trio reminisced on the films that shot them to stardom. It will also feature stars from the franchise, including Helena Bonham Carter, Bellatrix Lestrange, Robbie Coltrane, Hagrid, Ralph Fiennes, Voldemort, Gary Oldman, Sirius Black, Tom Felton, Draco Malfoy, and Bonnie Wright, Ginny Weasley. Filmmakers Chris Columbus, David Heyman, Alfonso Cuarón, Mike Newell and David Yates will also appear. Emma, 32, says, "It feels like no time has passed and loads of time has passed." Daniel, 32, admits the implication that the most meaningful thing in our life was done had frightened him when the series ended, but said seeing everyone at the reunion made him realize the story because wasn't though. Emma added, "When things get really dark, and times are really hard, there's something about Harry Potter that makes life richer." Rupert, 33 says, "It's a strong bond that we'll always have as the trio embrace in the Gryffindor common room." The trailer also sees Helena don her Bellatrix teeth once more as Daniel cracks up laughing, while Ralph admits his nieces and nephews urged him to take the role. This comes as the first official poster for the Harry Potter reunion special has been released, featuring Daniel Radcliffe, Emma Watson and Rupert Grint front and center ahead of filming Return to Hogwarts. Fans of the franchise will no doubt be delighted to see Harry Potter, Hermione Granger and Ron Weasley together once again alongside a host of their wizarding friends. Tom Felton, Draco Malfoy, James Phelps and Oliver Phelps, Fred and George Weasley, Bonnie Wright, Ginny Weasley, Alfred Enoch, Dean Thomas, Matthew Lewis, Neville Longbottom, and Evanna Lynch, Luna Lovegood, also appear on the photograph, which is set in Hogwarts Great Hall. One person not included in the poster, however, was Harry Potter author JK Rowling, who has been kept away from the special amid an ongoing transphobia row that has seen her get cancelled. The first official poster comes after fans were treated to a glimpse at the setup for the special. In the shots, the stars of the highly successful fantasy film franchise were seen speaking to each other in a room that had been decorated to resemble the mythical location of Hogwarts. The forthcoming special was initially announced to have been in the works last month, and it will have its premiere on the HBO Max streaming service in the new year. According to Entertainment Weekly, the new special will share new details on the production through in-depth interviews and cast conversations. Return to Hogwarts will also feature appearances from numerous members of the franchise's cast, including Helena Bonham Carter, Gary Oldman, Robbie Coltrane and Ralph Fiennes, among others. Chris Columbus, who directed the first film in the series, will also appear in the special. "There's magic in the air here with this incredible cast, as they all return home to the original sets of Hogwarts, where they began 20 years ago," she said. Patterson also expressed that the special would give longtime fans of the franchise an inside look into the production of the movies. "The excitement is palpable as they prepare to take their fans on a very special and personal journey through the making of these incredible films," she said. Harry Potter author JK Rowling will not be joining the special amid much controversy surrounding her over the past few years after she tweeted about biological sex leading to backlash from the trans community. The 56-year-old British writer, who has been heavily criticized for her views on transgender people, will however appear via archival footage. In June 2020, she took to Twitter to criticize an opinion piece that used the term people who menstruate instead of women. She then continued with a thread discussing biological sex. Rowling later clarified that she respects every trans person's rights to live any way that feels authentic and comfortable to them, and went on to say she would march if you were discriminated against on the basis of being trans. "At the same time, my life has been shaped by being female," Rowling said. Then, in September 2020, she faced renewed calls of transphobia after it was revealed that the villain in her latest book, Troubled Blood, written under Rowling's pseudonym Robert Galbraith, is a male serial killer who dresses as a woman to slay his victims. In the wake of these remarks, Harry Potter actors Daniel, Rupert, Emma and Eddie Redmayne, who stars in her Fantastic Beasts films, criticized the author. Then, in September 2020, she faced renewed calls of transphobia after it was revealed that the villain in her latest book, Troubled Blood, written under Rowling's pseudonym Robert Galbraith, is a male serial killer who dresses as a woman to slay his victims. In the wake of these remarks, Harry Potter actors Daniel, Rupert, Emma and Eddie Redmayne, who stars in her Fantastic Beasts films, criticized the author. Radcliffe recently spoke about the lasting effect of the franchise during an interview for a BBC documentary and pointed out via The Guardian that he was proud to have made an impression on millions of viewers. The time in most people's lives when they discovered it meant that it has an incredibly important place in a lot people's childhoods, and they still feel very protective over it, he said.